guys, it's Kaki. Today is my 4 week Surgiversary. It's been 4 weeks since I had gastric bypass the day before Thanksgiving. It just really doesn't seem possible that it's already been 4 weeks. But things have been going really well. Um, Overall, just great. I can't really think of anything that's been a huge issue. So just to kind of update on my stats, this week I lost 3.8 pounds, so I'm really pleased with that. Since surgery, I have lost 21 pounds, and since the start of my liquid diet, I've lost 36 pounds overall. That's just crazy. It just, like I said, it just kind of is surreal. I did measure this morning on a non-scale victory, and I haven't lost any weight anywhere except in my hips. And I've lost 5 pounds there, which is probably where I needed to lose it the most, in that hips and abdomen area. So that was kind of exciting. That tells me why my clothes are fitting so much better. I did have one incident last week where I ate a little bit too fast. It's like I've said before, it's hard to make a very small portion of food stretch out 20 to 30 minutes. And even when you're eating those tiny little bites with your tiny little fork, it's hard. So I ate a little bit too fast and I got some pain under my shoulder blade, and it was right at the tail end of eating, so I know it was definitely related, and I just kind of got up and moved around and it went away. It wasn't agonizing or terrible, but it was just a reminder of why we need to eat slowly and what will happen if we don't. um I can tell the other thing, I've talked about drinking water, different fluids. At this point, I'm mostly drinking water with Crystal Light or Mio drops in it, or unsweet decaf tea with some lemon. And I'm adding my collagen peptides to that, and can't tell the difference. So just getting that extra little boost. But um, I still, I can sip an amount that is probably half of what I would have done pre-op. If I swallow more fluid than that, I have a weird little sensation in my abdomen. So I'm thankful to be able to swallow anything resembling a normal amount of liquid, because in that week post-op you're just baby sips, just enough to really wet your mouth, and that's all you can do. But I can tell, that I'm still very restricted in that amount as well. Um, the other thing, I've tried to do meal prep, you know, when you're just eating a quarter cup, and there's all these great soft recipes out there, but one 1 pound, I bought 1 pound of ground turkey, made it into three different recipes, and before I could eat it all, I was so sick of it. And so, there's a lot to be said for meal prep, but on the other hand, when you're only able to eat a very small amount, and when it's just you eating it, it does seem very repetitive before you get done with it. So, but I do recommend it. It's very nice to have something to go to. Over the weekend, I made some turkey chili that I had found on a bariatric website. It was just a pound actually, it was chicken chili. It was just a pound of ground chicken, a can of Rotel tomatoes, and 2 cans of kidney beans. And I put a package of chili seasoning in it. Of course, cooked my chicken first and then put everything in and warmed it up. And then I had gotten these silicone muffin cups. They're not like the big muffins, but they're not the little mini muffins. I put the chili over into the muffin cups and then froze it, and then popped it out in Ziploc, a gallon freezer Ziploc bag. And each little tin is the perfect amount of chicken, or perfect amount of chili for a serving. I like that because it's in the freezer. It'll last a long time. I don't have to worry about cooking or eating the same thing over and over out of fear of it going bad. So I really like that. I'm looking for more recipes that I can do like that, so that I'll have food that's available quick, but not that I feel like I have to eat or it's going to go bad. So, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most as things kind of progress and what I can eat is getting back to eating more vegetables. Really, the only vegetable that I have eaten so far is mashed cauliflower and then the beans and refried beans. So I'm so looking forward to, I realize it's going to be a while before I can eat salads. That's several weeks in the future, even a couple of months. But just getting to eat more. I've always been a big vegetable eater and not, I know that forever I need to focus on my protein. I understand that it's protein first, that's kind of the building block of everything. But it will be nice to be able to have something else, some other type of vegetables. So right now I'm eating at a time about 2 ounces of protein with a quarter cup of vegetables. That's kind of my standard meal at this point. And some days I finish everything, that whole, serving that I've allotted myself. Sometimes I can't. So I just, I'm trying to be extremely aware of my body and sit down my fork between each bite, listen to my body, to those hunger cues and those fullness cues. And like I said, some days my body wants the whole 2 ounce of protein and that quarter cup of vegetables. Some days it doesn't, or some meals it doesn't. So I'm just trying to really not finish it because it's there, but finish it if I feel like I want it and I need it. So, I have been working on trying to get my caloric intake up. Doesn't that sound strange? Those of us who have dealt with being obese, to work to get your caloric intake up is strange. It's a very foreign concept, but my dietitian told me that I needed, at this point, she recommended 600 to 800 calories a day. Not to count calories, but that's kind of where I needed to settle on. That I don't think I've hit 600 a single day. I'm floating around the 5 to 600 range. And with the choices that I was able to eat, with the flaky fish, things like that, those are very low caloric foods. So it's hard to get above that. But as I'm able to add things like ground beef, um, I know it's going to be a long time before I can eat steak or anything like that, but I'm trying to at least make it to that 500 calorie a day threshold. Isn't that weird? I mean, 500 calories prior to weight loss surgery in a normal meal for those of us who are obese. That's a skimpy meal. And to think that I'm trying to struggle to get to that in one day. That's just crazy. Um, I am very nervous about Christmas. Christmas is this Sunday. This is Wednesday. That will be the first time that I have eaten around people other than my coworkers, and I go back to my desk and eat. So that will be the first time that I've really eaten in front of somebody. And I know they're very supportive, but you know, I can just I dread the comments of, "Is that all you can eat?" Or, "Gosh, I just couldn't do that if that was all I could eat." And I'm just nervous about it. My family cooks steaks and baked potatoes and salad on Christmas, and that's nothing that I can have right now. So I'm going to be bringing something maybe like a small piece of salmon, green beans, something like that. I don't, it's not that I am concerned about them making fun of me. I mean, that's never going to happen. My family loves me and is very supportive. It's just a natural curiosity. And I know that what I eat is very small in volume, but that's what I need to be eating now. And, I'll always need to be mindful of how much I eat, of my portions, of what I eat. But, it's just And most likely nobody will say a thing. And I've gotten anxious or worked up about nothing. And that's what I hope. But it is kind of something that's in the back of my mind that I'm, kind of nervous about. So, um, but overall, it has just been the journey has been great. I am having no pain. Um, as I've said before, the incision right above my belly button was the one that took the longest to kind of resolve, but it's still a little tender. I did wear pants this week for a couple of days, and I did have a little irritation, so I'm back in a dress today, just out of fear that I don't want, to cause any problems for a sore or anything like that to form there. But, my plans for the next week, I'm going to try to add a little bit more variety. I'm still chewing, 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 still taking at least 20 minutes, no more than 30 minutes to eat. I'm waiting about 30 minutes after I eat to drink fluids again. Working on that caloric intake. I do have a follow-up Friday after Christmas, so next Friday with my dietitian to kind of go over everything. I'm very proactive. I want to be very proactive. And if I'm doing something wrong or I need to adjust something, I want to do it sooner rather than later. So I am trying to, stay on top of that and get feedback from professionals who this is what they do. And I'm very, very thankful to be able to do that. So, if you've had gastric bypass or sleeve, or you're in the process of getting that, I'd love to hear how you plan on dealing with the holidays. It's a challenging time for all of us. So please comment below if you feel comfortable doing so and tell me what your plans are, where you're at, if you're post-op, where you're at with your food journey, um, what you're struggling with. Feel free. I'm absolutely no expert, but feel free to reach out. Any questions that I can answer. I don't know that I'll have the answer for you, but I'd be glad to share my experience with you. I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a Merry Christmas. See you soon. Thank you.